Good evening, everybody. Can you all hear me? Am I audible?
This call is now taking notes.
Awesome, beautiful. All right.
This call is now being recorded.
Good evening, everybody. It could be afternoon where you're at. It could be morning, but depending on where you're joining in from, welcome everybody. It's good to have everybody on the session. All right. Welcome to the session tonight. I hope you are all doing great tonight. How are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing tonight? You can just let me know in the chats. Let me know in the chat how you're doing. How did your day go? How has your weekend been? Awesome. I see a lot of thumbs up. Apparently a lot of us had a great day today. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good to know. All right, welcome to this session. Let me share my screen. Give me 1 second to share my screen, and then we would get right into it. All right, I can feel you guys are pumped up tonight. Just 1 second. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, fantastic. All right, so great, 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 great. All right, so welcome to this session. In this session, our agenda is very simple. All right, our agenda is very simple. Um, in case you're here, you're wondering if you need to be very great at writing code before you can start your career in tech. After the session, you would make your decision. All right, after the session, you will make your decision. But I want to confirm. Can you hear any sort of feedback from my end, or am I loud and clear? Am I audible? There are no audio issues from my end. All right, thank you. So I'm going to assume the thumbs up means that I'm great. My audio is great. All right, thank you. I wanted to make sure. All right, thank you, thank you. All right, so the session is very simple. You don't need to code to get into tech. All right, you do not necessarily need to code to get into tech. You only need a specific roadmap, and I'm going to be sharing that roadmap with you tonight. So if you've been looking to break into tech and coding has been your major blocker, don't worry. After tonight, you tell me whether you think that for you to start your journey in tech, you compulsorily need to be able to write code. After the session, you get to tell me if you still feel that way. All right. My name is Ayobami Yusuf. I am a data professional. I've been doing data for close to half a decade. I've worked across several industries, across Europe and the United States. And I've also helped train and mentor hundreds of Africans, and I've helped these people break into tech. And this is what we do also here at Nebiant Analytics, helping African talent, unleash and maximize their potential, transforming ambition into achievement. All right. And we've been in business for quite a while now. And in under 2 years that we started operations, we've been able to help hundreds of Africans break into data related career path. All right. What are we doing differently? What are we doing to help these people break into tech? We're going to be sharing some of that with you as we progress in the session. But I just want to let you know that regardless of where you're currently at in your career, whether you're a beginner, you're a complete beginner, you don't even know what to do, or you've started your journey, you're just looking for a way to level up, position yourself for a career in tech, Nebiant Analytics is where your journey starts. And if at any point in the session you feel like we are the best partner to, help in your tech journey, do not hesitate to reach out to us. We are happy to help you in your journey into tech. But let's take a look at our agenda for tonight. What is our roadmap? What are we going to be talking about today? It's very simple. All right, it's very simple. We'll start by taking a look at how some other Africans like you, how these people have been able to land their first tech job without needing to write code. All right. A number of people have been able to land their first no code tech job. How have they how did they do it? All right. Once we know how they do it, then you can then learn. We then talk about how you can do the same, following in their footstep. Once we learn what these people did, we can also learn how to adopt what they did, following exactly in their footstep, so that you can achieve the results that they achieved. And lastly, we then wrap up the session with some special announcements and questions and answers. So if you have any question for me, write it down, note it somehow. After the session, before we wrap it up, we're gonna have time to, answer those questions. So guys, are we ready to go? Are we ready? Are we ready tonight? Give me your favorite reaction. If you are pumped up, you're ready to go. Give me your favorite reaction if you are ready to go. Amazing. All right, so let's start. Let's start by looking at how other Africans have been able to break into tech without needing a single line of code, without needing to write a single line of code. Have people been able to, get jobs that didn't require them to write code? We'll get to answer that together as I share the story of some people. And the first person I want to, talk about tonight is this amazing young lady that you can see on my screen. But I don't want to assume that you can see. Can you see this picture on my screen? Can you see the picture of the lady on my screen? Can you see the picture of the lady on my screen? Fantastic. Now, this lady, her name is Esther. All right. Her name is Esther. Esther, before getting her first job, Esther was working as an on-field health practitioner for a non-governmental organization, for an NGO. She was working as, those people that, would go from one house to another, asking people questions, knocking on people's door. Good afternoon. My name is this. I came from this NGO. We want to find out, when was the last time you did your checkup? All those people that work under the sun, going from house to house, collecting data for organizations, collecting information. That was what Esther was doing. That was what Esther was doing at the time, but she wasn't satisfied. I mean, if I were in her shoe, I also would not be satisfied. And I'm sure a lot of you would agree with me on this call that if that is what you're doing, going from house to house, knocking from door to door, at some point you would want more. And that was exactly the point that Esther got to in her life at that point, and she decided, you know what, I want more. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep going from house to house, doing inspection and all of that. I wanted more. And by more, she wanted flexibility, a job that can allow her work from the comfort of her home. All right, from the comfort of her home, and also a kind of job that will pay her handsomely. All right, and that was the more that Esther wanted. And what did Esther do? All right, what did Esther do? And this is where it always starts from. If you want more, you have to do more. You won't just get more until you have put in more. There's an adage, especially amongst Africans, that it is only a madman that will keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. How many of us have heard that adage before? Hope I didn't just come up with it in my head. Fantastic. Great. So Esther discovered, she came to terms with the fact that if she wanted a different result, if she wanted a different outcome in life, she needed to do something differently. And what did Esther do? Esther went online in search of, organizations that train people, equip them with tech skills. And then luckily for her, she discovered Nebiant Analytics. And she decided to sign up for our data analytics program in February this year, February 2025. Guys, I don't want to bore you with that journey from February till when Esther got her first job. So let me fast forward to 3 months later. She joined in February. 3 months after that, guess what? Esther landed her first job in tech. She secured a monitoring and evaluation analyst role with an organization called Prawa Nigeria. Now, Esther works as a full-time data analyst doing monitoring and evaluation, which does not require you to write a single line of code. All right, which does not require you to write a single line of code. How did Esther do it? What did Esther do that helped her secure a job, her first job, in a matter of months? We will discover that. Don't worry, we're not going to be gatekeeping anything. All the strategies that Esther and every of our students apply, we're going to be sharing that as we progress. But it would have been a fluke if it was only Esther that has this kind of success story. And before I continue, all right, I want to let you know that this session is recorded. We are recording this session. All right. So in case you're just joining, or in case your network is fluctuating and you couldn't hear some things at some point, don't worry. You can always go back to the recording. You can always go back to the recording, as we would like to share the recording with you. All you need to do is to fill out the attendance form that is currently being shared in the chat box. All right. If you take a look at the in-call messages, you will see a link to the attendance form. You just click on that link, fill out your details, and then we will use that to send you the recording of the session. But not just that, we'll also send you this slide that I'm using. So in case you need to go over my slide, you'll also have my slides to go back to. All right. So guys, are we on the same page? Are we good to go? Can I continue now? Amazing. All right. So as I was saying, it would be a fluke if only Esther was the person, if Esther was the only person that got this kind of success story. But that is not true, because we have a lot of them. But because of time, for now, I would only share Esther and this handsome young man right here. As we progress, we might get to talk about these other people. But I just want to, bring out, just spotlight these two people for two reasons, so that we can see what is possible, so that we can tell whether it is even possible in the first place. So this young man right here, his name is Oluwaseun. All right, his name is Oluwaseun. At the time, before Oluwaseun was able to change his story, before that time, Oluwaseun used to work as a risk officer at a microfinance bank. If you have ever worked in a microfinance bank, you can already begin to imagine Oluwaseun's financial status at the time. Can begin to imagine the kind of stress, the kind of work that Oluwaseun had to do, and compare that to the kind of remuneration that Oluwaseun was getting in return. So what did Oluwaseun do? He decided, you know what, I can't keep doing this. I need to do something differently. I need to empower myself. Again, you can see a trend. You can see a pattern. It always starts with a decision to empower yourself, with a decision to push yourself beyond your comfort zone. And that was exactly what Oluwaseun did. And he stumbled upon, he didn't even stumble. Oluwaseun's story was different. He met with our COO at an event earlier in, I think, February 2024, last year. He met with our COO. Okay, we'll get to answer all of those questions as we progress. So he met with our COO, they got talking, and then our COO was able to advise him, on how to approach his journey into tech. And he signed up for our business analysis training program. And like we like to do, not to waste your time, allow me to fast forward to a few months after. He signed up for our training program, business analysis, specifically in August 2024. All right. And since that time, he started adopting all of the things we are putting them through, all the learning factors, everything. And his story started changing when he got the top voice badge on LinkedIn, and he began, getting recognized as a top business analyst on the LinkedIn platform, and he has been using that to secure several business analysis gigs. But now, Oluwaseun works full time as a business analyst at an organization called Your Innovations Pro. Now, you might be wondering, why am I talking about these two people? I'm spotlighting these two people for two reasons: to show you what is possible, and also to show you that it is not magic. All right, it is not magic. You can see a pattern. It always starts from a desire for more. All right, and that's where you should also start positioning your mind. If you're not tired of what you're currently doing, if you are proud or you're satisfied with your current financial status or your career projections, maybe you might not be pushed for more. And maybe tech really would not be for you. I mean, if you're doing something that is not techy and you're earning like, say, 10 million naira in a month, well, I would say stay there, right? There's no point. You're making good money, and maybe you even do this thing from the comfort of your home. Maybe tech is not for you. But for these people, and like several other people on this call, I want to believe, they got to a point where they knew they needed to do something differently. And they decided to follow up on that desire. And at the end of the day, they were able to achieve a successful result. But guys, the way I have outlined it now, you will think, oh, the magic sauce is in Nebient Analytics. Oh, we are doing magic. So once a student comes, signs up for our training program, we'll just do our abracadabra. They get the abracadabra applied in their lives, and then they achieve results. I would be lying if I told you that there is a magic sauce that we are cooking up for our students. There's no magic sauce. What we actually have, and why our students have been getting this kind of result, is because there is a clear roadmap that you need to follow if your goal is to secure your first tech job in the shortest time possible. A lot of people think they can just approach tech from a thoughtless, if there's any word like that, from a thoughtless approach. No, there's a strategy to it. A lot of people don't know this strategy, but I'm going to be sharing this strategy with you. So you want to pay attention or pick a pen and a paper. If your goal is to secure a job in tech, there is a framework that you need to follow. All right. And this exactly is what made the difference for these people. What made it possible for these people, Oluwaseun and Esther and several other people? What made it possible for them to land their first job in a matter of months is because they all adopted the same framework, the same roadmap for landing a remote tech job. They apply the same strategy for landing a remote no code tech job. So guys, are you ready? Are you ready to learn what this framework is, what this strategy is that a lot of people are not paying attention to? Great. So let's talk about that. We've talked about other Africans that have been able to, change their story. Let's now learn, what did they do? What strategy did they follow? Now, let's start by, getting or coming to terms with something. When you hear the word tech is unlike different industries, is unlike all the other industries you can think of. Tech is a very vast industries with different career paths, with tons of career paths. Now, while some will require you to write code, what you should know is that some don't require you to write code. So if number one, you don't want to write code, or number two, you don't want to spend a lot of time trying to learn the skills for this specific career path, the first step you want to adopt is to focus on learning high in demand, no code tech skill, or low code tech skills. All right, low code or no code tech skills. What do I mean? No code means you are not even writing code at all. You are not writing any line of code. But low code means you're writing code, but it's not as heavy. It's not heavily code based compared to other career paths like software engineering, like machine learning engineering. All right, those career paths are heavily code based. All you will be doing for the rest of your life in that career is writing code from morning till night. That's very overwhelming. But there are specific career paths that are not just no or low code, they are also highly in demand. A lot of organizations need talents in those career paths. And this is where we guide our students to focus on. Focus on this career path, these high in demand, no code or low code tech skills. And we have identified the top three for you. The top three low code or no code tech skill that you want to learn if your goal is to secure a job in the shortest time possible are these three career paths. Number one, data analytics. Number two, data science. Number three, business analysis. While data analytics and business analysis are no code career paths, data science is code based. All right. And I'm going to tell you that for free. You are going to write code as a data scientist, but it is not as heavily code based as other career paths in tech that are strictly code based. As a matter of fact, now you can take this to the bank. Because of how tech has evolved, all right, and you can quote me anywhere, you are free to quote me. You can actually do data science without touching code. You can actually do, technology has made it possible now for you to do data science without writing a single line of code, although there will be some limitations. All right, although there will be some limitations. That is to tell you how data science still aligns with the no code or low code tech career path. Although you write a little bit of code, but it is not as overwhelming as career paths in tech that strictly rely on code. Do we understand, guys? Do we understand? Are we on the same page? All right, fantastic. So that is the first step. All right. So the first step is you want to focus. Ignore all of those career paths that require you to write code heavily. I'm talking about software engineering, talking about AI engineering, I'm talking about Java development, I'm talking about mobile app development, I'm talking about a lot of code. In fact, cyber security. See, I was talking with someone who was talking about cyber security, how that cyber security is also a no code career path. And I'm like, are you sure? Because for cyber security, if you're going to be an efficient cyber security, you need to understand networking. All right. And networking is strictly command line interface. You are not writing networking scripts on IDEs, on development, what's the word, environments. You are strictly working with command line interface. Let me show you what that looks like. Let me show you what a terminal looks like, so that you maybe you've seen some movies where the screen of the programmer just looks very weird. So this is what command line interface looks like. All right. So for instance, maybe let's say let me write something. So this is what, so if you are doing cyber security, you'll be working with an interface like this, which is, it might not be core programming, but you're actually doing some level of scripting. So that makes cyber security not entirely a no code career path. So that makes cybersecurity also one of those career paths we want to ignore. All right. So we've identified top three career paths that you want to focus on if you're looking to get into a no code or a low code career path in tech and secure your first job in the shortest time possible. Another reason why this is a very fantastic list, why this list that I've compiled for you is a very great list, is because according to the World Economic Forum, all right, earlier this year, they published a report on the future of jobs in 2025. The report estimates that by 2030, the demand for data analysts, data scientists, data engineers, BI analysts, business analysts, and other big data professionals will grow consistently by 30 to 35%. All of this is just grammar. What they are saying in essence is that from now till 2030, organizations are going to be in dire need of data analysts, data scientists, and business analysts. And this is exactly why you need to position yourself to take up the opportunities that are being made available in this career path. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense to anybody? Does that make sense to anybody? Fantastic. So this is another reason why that makes this career paths that I've listed here very, very lucrative. And not just that, I also have three reasons why these career paths are the best, especially for us Africans that are just starting out. Especially for us Africans that are just starting out. Three reasons why you should focus on this career path is because when you compare it to other tech career paths, they are easy to learn. The learning curve is very, very, not very, but is less steep than other career paths. It's easier to learn data analysis, data science, and business analysis compared to career paths like cybersecurity, networking, software engineering, mobile app development, all of those things. So these career paths are very easy to learn, and you can easily relate to this career path. Another reason is they are easy to transition into. All right, they are very easy to transition into. What do I mean by transition? It means to go from point A to point B. So what makes data science, data analysis, and business analysis easy to transition is because to get from what you are currently doing now to any of these career paths is very easy. And that is only made possible because the demand for professionals in these career paths are constantly increasing. As you can see from the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report, they will constantly increase like that from now till 2030 and even beyond. So it's very easy to land a job in these career paths compared to other career paths. The amount of opportunities in this career path is higher compared to other career paths. And you can go online and look at all of these job postings. You will see that the most popular job postings are around data. Even if they are calling for other professionals, they will still put something data in it, meaning that organizations need professionals that can help them drive value from their data. So it's very easy to transition to. And the last reason why, as an African, these career paths are great to focus on is because they have great salary projections. The salary you would earn as a data analyst, data scientist, or business analyst is greater or is better than every other career path that requires the same amount of effort. All right. As a digital marketer, for instance, you can compare the average salary of a digital marketer to the salary of a data scientist or a business analyst. All right. You can compare the salary of a copywriter, because those are career paths that people are pushing these days because it does not require you to write code. But you can't compare the salary of a copywriter to the salary of a data analyst. So while copywriting does not require you to write code, but data analysis and business analysis also do not require you to write code, but you'll be making more money from this career path. compared to other career paths that do not require you to write code. Am I making sense, guys? Am I making sense? Am I making sense? Fantastic. So this is exactly why, if your goal is to secure a role in tech in the shortest time possible, you want to focus on one of these career paths. And that's usually the first step. So if you want to get into tech, your first step is to learn one of these high in demand tech skill. But guys, if I tell you that that is all you need, I would be lying to you. All right. If I tell you that that is all you need, I will be lying to you, because skills are never enough to land you a job in tech. And that's contrary to what a lot of people believe. And a lot of people are being told that, oh, don't worry, just learn a skill, you'll get a job. Go and ask people that have been learning the skills. Go on LinkedIn. Go and ask your friends that have been learning these things. Why have they not been able to get a job? That's because people have been misinformed. They tell you to go and learn a skills, to go and learn a skill rather, but they don't tell you that you need to complement those skills with other things to ensure that you are positioned rightly to get a job. So if knowledge is what you are interested in, you just want to have knowledge. You know, there are people like that. There are people like that. They just like to learn new things. They are not really looking for a job. They just like knowledge. They love knowledge. If that is who you are, you just love knowledge, don't worry, you can stop at step one. Just learn and you are good to go. But if what you want is to use that knowledge that you have to make a living, you will not stop at step one, because, like I said, skills are never enough. And that is where a lot of Africans are stuck, because they will tell you that, oh, I have a skill. Why am I not getting a job? The truth of the matter is, having the technical skills is only halfway down the road, and technical skills alone does not guarantee you a job. And that is what make our students different from any other person learning a skill in the world. Because not only are we going to train you, we will not stop at training you on the technical skills, because we know that technical skills alone can never, except you are lucky or you have strong connections. All right. So we here at Nebiant Analytics, we go beyond training on the technical skills. So while other people stop at step one, our own flow does not stop at step one. We take it further than step one, but it always starts from step one. So remind me again in the chat. Put it in the chat. What is step one? If you're looking to get a job in tech in the shortest time possible, what is the first step that you need to take? Put that in the chat very quickly as we progress. Fantastic. Oh, I said put that in the chat. I love that. Who is that person? I love that. I love that. You reminded me of my university days when we used to do arrow. If you're an OAU student here, you will understand what I mean by arrow. Or if you're an OAU graduate, I said, what is step one? Put it in the chat. And you said, what is step one? I love that. I love that. All right. Great. Great. All right. So so you are all very correct. You are all very correct. So step one is focus on a high in demand, low code or no code tech skill. But then, as we have learned, it doesn't end at step one. If you end at step one, all you will get is knowledge. So if you want to get beyond knowledge, there is a step two. But right now, we are done with step one. So what do we do after step one? We move forward to step two. We move forward to step two. And what is step two? And this is where we make a difference in the lives of our students. So in step two, what we do is we then position our students to become employable globally. And this is the difference. A lot of people have the skills, but they are not employable. You need other non-technical skills. You need communication skills. You need to learn how to communicate your insights. You have learned how to analyze data. Now it's time for you to present those insights to your stakeholders. You don't know how to communicate. So you need to learn communication skills. You need to learn business acumen. You need to learn all of these non-technical skills. But how will you learn that? Nobody can teach you that. That is the place of mentorship. You can learn that from mentorship. And that is why, as part of our training program, our students have access to global mentors. In fact, they have weekly sessions with their mentors. You have weekly session with your mentors, and it is in these sessions that you are going to learn the non-technical aspects that will get you the job. Things like how do you draft a compelling CV? All right, your mentors will assess your CV. They'll take a look at your CV. Is your CV really the reason why you're not getting noticed? They will take a look at your CV. Things that are not good, they will tell you, they will guide you, and ultimately you will have access to our resources on crafting a winning CV. So as part of step 2, to get our students employable globally, we have our CV assessment. Every student at Nebient Analytics have free access to our CV optimization services, free of charge. As far as you're a student of Nebient Analytics, you're getting your CV reviewed. And not just that, also because we know that LinkedIn is a gold mine for opportunities. How many of you are familiar with LinkedIn here? Give me a thumbs up if you know what LinkedIn is or you use LinkedIn. Fantastic. LinkedIn is literally a gold mine of opportunities. But the way you appear on LinkedIn might make or mar your opportunities of getting people to, attracting potential opportunities. All right. So there's a way that you need to position yourself on LinkedIn. And that's why, as a student of Nebient Analytics, you also have free access to our LinkedIn profile optimization. All right. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, as a student of Nebient Analytics, you are getting a free LinkedIn profile creation resource. All right. Apart from that, not only do you need your CV and your LinkedIn fully optimized, you also need a project portfolio. If in 2025, you're applying to jobs and you're just sending your CV alone, you don't know what you are missing out on. You don't know the opportunities you're leaving on the table. Because recruiters these days, they don't just want to see your CV, they also want to see proof. They want to see the work you have done in the past. All right. And that is why some people are getting jobs and other people are not getting jobs, because person A sends just a CV, but person B sends his CV and his portfolio, where the potential recruiter can see all the previous work that this person has done. Who do you think is going to get the job? It's a no-brainer, right? Definitely person B. All right. So also, as a student of Nebient Analytics, you will also have access to our portfolio development services for free at no extra cost. All right. And that is why our students are, raking up opportunities, because as a student of Nebient Analytics, it is compulsory. It is not optional. Even if you say you don't want, you must want. You must have a project portfolio. It is a website. Let me show you what our student portfolio looks like. Let me open one of them, then I'll come back to this slide. Let me open one of them and I will come back to the slide. So this is one of our students that, completed our program. Let me open our portfolio. Let's see what our portfolio looks like, guys. Let's see what our portfolio looks like. Let's see what our portfolio looks like. Great, guys. Can you see my screen? Can you see the project portfolio website? Fantastic. So every student is going to have their own personal website that they will build, which is going to contain all their projects. Every student. It is compulsory. If you say you don't want, your mentors are going to guide you right to ensure that you build it. So this is Ugochi. This is Ugochi's website. All right. This is Ugochi's website. Gives a brief description about who she is, and then we have a link to go to our portfolio. We have a link to go to our portfolio, and our portfolio is like a library of work that she has done before. You can take a look at some of the work that Ugochi has done before, and instantly you can see that Ugochi is a fantastic Power BI developer. Can you see this or not? Instantly, that's the first thing you see, because she introduces you to our Power BI projects. She introduces you to our Power BI projects, and she has more projects. She's a business analyst. So you can see this, is it FPM? What do they call this thing now? BPMN rather. You can see this business process mapping. She has done a business process mapping here, and you can see this. If you scroll down, she has more projects. This is a profitable app profile analysis. All right. So she's doing profitability comparison between Google Play Store and Apple App Store to see which one is more profitable to drive informed decision. She has quite a number of fishbone diagram that business analysts use to make decision. Quite a lot of projects. This is another Power BI project. You know, she has quite a number of projects, but let's not spend all our time talking about Ugochi's project. But that's just to show you that you need, as a matter of fact, you need to have a project portfolio if your plan is to get a job. As part of our step 2, every student must go through step 2. And part of that is a project portfolio. Part of that is a project portfolio. Are we following me, guys? Are we following me? Are we following? Are we following? Beautiful. Great. So, and not just that, also as a student of Nebient Analytics, you also have access to our Upwork profile setup services. And what is Upwork? Upwork is a platform where you get to freelance your skills. You are not working for anybody. You are working as a private consultant, a private contractor. Oh, I have this skill. I can help you to solve this problem. Upwork is a platform where people that need talents can go and hire talents directly. So if you decide, I don't want to work 9 to 5, I want to work on my own terms, we'll help you set up an Upwork profile. If you already have an Upwork profile, we will help you revamp it so that you can attract opportunities on Upwork, and you have access to that. And a number of our students have been able to use Upwork as a secondary means of income. As a matter of fact, all our students that work on Upwork, they also have another job they are doing, their main job, while they use Upwork as a side also. You can also achieve that. And that's why and how these people have been able to leverage all of these opportunities to transform their lives. And if you remember, I talked about mentorship. All right. All the things that you don't know as a newbie, you need somebody to guide you. How do you answer interview questions? When you get an interview, how do you answer specific questions? How do you deal with imposter syndrome? How do you handle, when the whole thing gets overwhelming? How do you do this? How do you do that? Nobody can teach you that in class. That is why you need a mentor. And as standard procedure, every Nebient Analytics student has access to global mentors, not one mentor, a number of mentors. At least every student has at least access to 12 global mentors right now. Right now, every student has at least access to 12. Each student in Nebient Analytics has direct access. You can reach out to these people directly. 12 right now. We might increase that number in the future, but right now, the least amount of mentors that students have access to right now at Nebient Analytics is 12. for each student. So imagine somebody who is an expert at CV guides you on writing a compelling CV, an expert at Upwork guides you on your Upwork journey, an expert at imposter syndrome guides you dealing with your imposter syndrome. All of these things, they help to shape your journey and make your journey faster and seamless. So that is another thing that you need apart from the skills. All right. So our students have lifetime access to mentorship even after their program. They still have direct contact. I mean, the fact that they are done with their program, the mentors will not block them. All right. They will not say, oh, this person is done for my program. Let me go on my WhatsApp. Let me block this person. No, they won't do that. So that means you have access to these people for life as a student at Nebiant Analysis. So this is what we do. All right. This is our step 2 approach in ensuring that our students are not just skillful, but also employable. All right. Another thing that our students enjoy that make them, better positioned for a job is that we prepare them for interview, and they have access to this also for a lifetime. All right. Whenever our students get interview invitations, they reach out to us and we prepare them ahead of that interview. We have 2 kinds of sessions. All right. 2 kinds of sessions that we use to prepare our students. We have one that is called interview preparation session and interview simulation session. Let me briefly talk about the difference. Interview preparation session is a session where we talk about, oh, this is how you do in an interview. This is what you do. If you want to answer this question, this is what you do. If you want to negotiate salary, this is how you negotiate salary. That's an interview preparation session. So when you are done with that interview preparation session, to prove that you have learned and you have mastered everything we've taught you, we will then simulate an interview experience. This time around, we are not teaching you. You are having an interview with a real person. You get on a call. The person is going to act as your employer to test you on everything you have learned from the interview preparation session. In case you miss out on anything, they can also use that opportunity to re-emphasize all those things that you need to prepare for your interview. And our students have access to this for life. All right. So you can begin to see. I hope you are beginning to see the other things that if you don't have access to, no matter how skillful you are, your chances of getting a job is still very slim. Do you agree with me, guys? Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? Exactly. So you need all these other things, even though you have the skill, you have learned the skill. Fantastic. It's amazing that you have the skills, but you also need these other things to buff up your opportunities, your potential of securing your first job in the fastest time possible. And this is my favorite. Number 7 is my favorite. In fact, a lot of our students have been using this to secure jobs easily, and it's our job reference support system. So this is how it works. We have partner organizations globally, especially in Canada. All right. One of our students just landed a job with a Canadian-based organization. So what happens is these organizations, they reach out to us to ask if we have people that can take up certain opportunities. Do we have any students that we trust that can, take up a role? And we refer our students to those jobs and prepare them for the interview for those jobs. So this one is our sure banker. But there's a caveat to this. We only refer our top students. All right. And anybody can be a top student depending on the amount of work you put in. So every cohort we see, in this cohort, who is the student that we see that is putting in a lot of work, being diligent and all of that. So when those opportunities come, we prioritize, all right, these students, and we push them to these opportunities, and they're using that to secure their jobs. And then other opportunities that we then pass them down to the rest of our students. All right. So this is another thing. If you have a platform that can give you this, your chance of getting a job faster is very strong. And lastly, even when you now have the job finally, you have the job. What then happens if for some reason you are stuck in an area, you're unable to perform a specific task, does that mean you are stranded? Well, with other platforms, maybe you're stranded, but with Nebiant Analytics, you are never stranded. Why? Because you can always reach out to us and say, "Oh, hi, Mr. Pius. I was given a task at my place of work, and I want to build a Power BI data model, but the tables are like this. It's giving like a star schema, snowflake schema type of structure. I don't know how to model this, model that." Then the person can then, "Oh, you can do this, you can do that." So that is called our on the job support. Even while you're on the job, you have access to us to support you for free. You're not paying us to support you. Why? Because every person that has passed through Nebiant Analytics is a member of the Nebiant Analytics community, and every community member has access to us. No, what's the word now? No boundaries. You can reach out to us for anything. All right, you can reach out to us for anything. Guys, if you can still see my screen, please give me a thumbs up. Let me be sure this is not from my end. All right, so some people can still see my screen. Great. So it's probably your network. Great. So you can see step one, learn, but don't stop at learning. Guys, don't stop at learning. You also need a platform that will give you access to all of these things that I've mentioned: CV assessment, LinkedIn profile optimization, help you build a portfolio, help you set up an Upwork profile, give you access to lifetime mentorship, give you access to lifetime interview preparation, job reference, can refer you to job directly, and also support you on that job. If you add that to your step one, your chances of getting a job is going to drastically increase. Guys, so this is the step two that you need. You don't stop at step one, but a lot of Africans stop at step one. That is why they don't get jobs. All right. So when you now have access to this step two, you have gotten step two, it is now time for step three. Once you've mastered the skills, you've learned the skills, you have access to all of these things in step two, then you then start applying to jobs. But in step three, you apply to jobs the Nebiant Analytics way. A lot of people apply to jobs the wrong way. And I'm going to ask you a question. If you fall under that category, don't worry. We listen, we don't judge. We listen, we don't judge. So I have a question for you. How many of you on this call, if you have like 3 jobs that you want to apply to, you use the same CV to apply to the 3 different jobs? Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget, we listen, we don't judge. Great. That is not right. I'm not judging you though. I'm just guiding you. You should not do that. All right. And why should you not do that? Every job has its own unique requirement. Job A, job B, and job C, even though they might be the same role, they might be the same data analyst, the same role, but data analyst for job A has a different requirement from job B and job C. So how do you apply to jobs strategically? You do what is called CV job matching. What does that mean? You tailor your CV specifically to the actual job you are applying to. So if data analyst job A says, I need somebody with Power BI skills, 3 years of experience, can do this, can do that, you tweak your CV, even though it is 2 years of experience you have, because that job says, I need somebody with 3 years of experience. You change your CV to say, oh, my name is Ayobami Yusuf. I have 3 years of experience. Why? Because if it does not include that 3 years of experience, there's something called ATS. It will filter out your CV. It will trash it out. Why? Because you have not met the job requirement. And that's why a lot of you send CVs but don't even get called back, because your CV did not even get to the recruiter. 8 years has thrown your CV into the dustbin. So that is why for every job you want to apply to, you must tailor the job specifically to the requirement. If job B now says, oh, I need somebody with 5 years of experience, don't use that CV that you use for the 3 years of experience one. Change your CV again and say, I have 5 years of experience, even if it is 2 years of experience that you have. As long as you are sure that you can deliver on the job, make sure that you tailor your CV to the exact requirements of the job. Do we understand? Do we understand? Great, 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 great. So, and that is what we teach our students here. We teach them how to do what is called CV job matching. All right. And as part of step 3, we also share opportunities with our students daily. All right. We share opportunities with our students daily. We go online and look for job openings. We scrape those job openings and come and share them with our students who have their CV ready. I will tailor their CV and they then apply to these jobs. So this is step 1, step 2, and step 3 in action. Just take a look at this support system that we have going on here. If you have access to this kind of support system, what do you think will happen to your job, to your tech job search journey? Or what do you think will happen to your tech journey? Just give me an idea in the chat. What do you think will happen? Let me not put words in your mouth, but you tell me, what do you think? Having access to a platform like this, what do you think would most likely happen to your tech journey as we proceed? Tell me in the chat, what do you think will happen to your tech journey? I like that. Banero says secured. That's a strong word, but I like it. You will get a job. I love that. You will get a job. Great. So if you can follow this roadmap, your chances of getting a job in the shortest time possible will drastically improve. And right here is our roadmap that we take every of our students through. So you can see that we are not doing magic. We just have a roadmap that works. Now, do you know the secret why Esther and someone like Oluwaseun was able to use to secure their job in the shortest time possible? Do you now know why? Exactly. And this is exactly the framework that you need if you're looking to get started in tech. So let me not talk about all of this, and our students also have some other lifetime accesses, like all your training materials, all their training materials is theirs for life, because we don't expect them to cram everything they've learned. So they still need to go back to these things. So that's why they have lifetime access to these things. They also have lifetime access to mentorship. I've mentioned that. And they also have lifetime access to recommendation letters. So if you have any organization that wants to hire you but require recommendation letters, you can always reach out to us. And this is exactly the framework that these students have used to secure their first job. A lot of our students have followed this same framework and have used it to secure their first job. This is Ugochi. I just showed you Ugochi's portfolio to show you that it is very compulsory for you to have a portfolio. This is Naomi. Naomi followed the same framework, and now she works as a manager of a conglomerate, if that's the word I'll use for it. She manages several branches because now she has business analysis skills. These are other Africans, a lot of them. This is Udua Grace. Udua Grace currently works as a support engineer, an application support engineer for Sparkle Nigeria. Before that, she used to work as a computer operator at an insurance company, but she got into Nebians, got access to the framework. Now she works, in tech full time. Also, Ellen Okai. Ellen Okai also got a job as a marketing data analyst. Now she works at Vestitude Nigeria as a data analyst. All of these people follow this framework and they were able to use it to land a job. I mentioned something about years of experiences. We'll just be learning the skill. How do we maneuver the years of experience? Fantastic. I love this question. These are the kind of questions I love to hear. So I will address this question as we wrap up the session, okay? I will address the question as we wrap up the question. And in case you also want to feed your eyes with other project portfolios, all right, that have come out from our students, I've included this slide that, I like just spotlights just a few of our students and their portfolio so that you go over it to buttress the point that you need a project portfolio. All right. So I want to talk to a special limited set of people right now. And who are these people? These people are people that they joined so far and they've listened and they are telling themselves right now, you know what? I want to be the next. I want to be the next. I want to start this journey in tech. Now that I know, I don't necessarily need to, write code to be able to get into tech. All right. I don't necessarily need to write code to get into tech. I want to start my tech journey now. I want to speak to only those set of people because luckily for you, our next cohort is starting on the 4th of October. Literally in a few days or few weeks from now. Literally in a few weeks or few days from now. So those people are the people I want to talk to right now. People that are going to adopt this 3-step framework that I've highlighted. They are going to learn any of our AI in-demand tech skill, gain access to our employability support, and start applying strategically. So if you're one of those people, you want to join our next cohort that is starting on the 4th of October. And for you to join that program, bear in mind that it's a 4-month intensive journey, all right? And you have to put in the work. I know I said it is easy to learn, but we are not just expecting you to sit back and relax and not do anything. You need to put in the work, and it's going to be 4 months. And this is how your 4 months journey will look like. For the first 3 months, you are going to be learning these skills. If you want data analysis, you will learn data analysis. If you want data science, you learn data science. If you want business analysis, you learn business analysis. For 3 months, you're going to be grinding in one of those skills for 3 months. Then after the 3rd month, you then get onboarded into our internship program. At that point, you are no longer just learning. You are learning and also working. You are applying all the skills that you have learned in a real world situation, helping a real world organization. All right, helping a real world organization. So you see those experience, all right? That experience that you say you don't have, you can come and use your internship to gather that experience. All right, you can use your internship to gather that experience, and then you can add it to your CV. So if you say you have 3 years of experience, you are right, because you have worked actually during your internship period. You have worked. You know how data analysts analyze data in a real world organization. You know how data scientists build models in a real world organization. So you can claim 3 years of experience. You can claim 2 years of experience. Why? Because you truly have those experiences. Do we understand? And I hope I was able to answer your question. That is miracle. Miracle. I hope I was able to answer your question. Great. So how will your class run? How will your class run? Classes run on Saturdays. Our weekend classes run on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Those are going to be practical classes, hands-on classes, where you're going to be with your instructor in class building projects. And to prepare you for that class, all right, to prepare you for that class, on Sundays, the first day of every week, we are going to release a set of instructional videos that you will watch, guiding you and training you ahead of live class that we hold on Saturdays. Don't worry, these videos are self-paced. You can watch them at your own pace, complete them before class on Saturday, and then you go and use everything you have learned. Go and meet your instructor, and you will build a project live in class. You can then add those projects to your portfolio. Do we understand? Do we understand, guys? Great. So we also have weekday classes or weekday sessions, but weekday sessions only happen at night. Why? Because we have our students who are working class people. So your weekday sessions hold on Tuesdays and Thursdays. For Tuesday sessions, they are technical sessions with your instructor again, with your instructor, where you get to, trash out every challenge you have, and that holds every Tuesdays from 9 to 10 p.m. And then your Thursday is where you get to meet your different mentors. So the different mentor you meet this week is going to be different from the mentor you meet next week. Remember that I said at least throughout your program, you have access to at least 12 mentors. So throughout your journey, you're going to be meeting different mentors throughout the week. And these are real world professionals, global experts, and you have access to them in your program and after your program. And that session with your mentors hold on Thursdays every to 10 p.m. So that's the structure of the class. So for those that are ready, all right, for those that are ready, if you want to sign up for any of our program, be it data science, be it data analytics, be it business analysis, anyone you want to choose out of those three, the standard fee for the program is actually 350,000 naira for the entire 4 months, and every other package is inclusive, right? But tonight, all right, if you're on this call, you have an opportunity to take advantage of a discount. So you on this call right now, if you can hear me loud and clear, you have an opportunity not to pay 350,000 naira. So tonight, if you're on this call, you have an opportunity to take advantage of our discount offering that would allow you to pay just 250,000 naira for the entire program. Instead of 350,000, you are going to pay 250,000 naira. But you need to secure that discount tonight. All right. But the good news is you don't need to pay the entire 250,000 naira tonight, because you can also leverage our 3 installment plan. So you have access to both the discount and also pay that discounted price at 3 installments. So the first installment, 85,000 naira. Once you complete the first installment, you join the October cohort, you are good to go. And then you have 1 month to look for the second installment. That means 1 month after the first installment is completed, complete your second installment, and 1 month after that also complete your third installment. So 3 installments, 85,000 second installment 1 month after, and 80,000 third installment 1 month after the second installment. So that is going to be the plan. And for you to secure the discount, all you need to do is to only commit with the first installment tonight. Just the first installment tonight, you are complete. You've completed the first installment, you have secured class, and you have secured the discount. So if you are doing that, all you need to do is make a direct transfer to this account you can see on your screen, all right, that you can see on your screen. But I want to help some people, some specific set of people. In case you are here, you really want this, all right? You really want this, but you want to secure the discount, but you can't, complete 85,000 naira tonight. For tonight, I can allow you to commit with 30,000 naira, with at least 30,000 naira out of your first installment, all right? Out of your first installment with 30,000 naira, you have secured the discount. That means your first installment is remaining only 55,000 naira, which you can then balance up before the 4th of October. All right. So at this point, the ball is at your court. Anyone you want to do, whether you want to pay the entire 250,000 naira tonight, you're very welcome. You can't pay the entire 250,000 naira tonight. You only can complete the first installment. You are also welcome. but you can't complete the first installment, you only want to use at least 30,000 naira to still secure the discount so that you have more time to go and complete, to go and look for the balance of your first installment, which is 55,000 naira. You are also welcome to use 30,000 naira to secure that. So anyone you're doing, make the direct transfer to the account you can see on your screen, 0098999047 Sterling Bank. All right, Sterling Bank. And once you are done making that payment, send us a proof of payment to these WhatsApp numbers you can see on the screen. Let us know you have made payment, and then we will guide you through the next steps. We want to have you in class. All right, we want to help you transform your life. We want to help you get started in your tech journey the same way we've helped hundreds of other Africans. And you see how we can help you. It's not magic. You can already see the things that we will do to you to change your life. You already see, you've seen things that you would have access to on the program. So if you're ready to get started, if you want to access the discount, secure it tonight with at least 30,000 naira, or if you can complete your first installment, fantastic. Anyone you want to do, you're very welcome. So at this point, I would allow you to ask me any question. All right, you can ask me any question at this point. And for you to ask me question, all you need to do is raise your hand. Let me show you what that looks like. You see this icon that looks like a palm? That looks like a palm. Click on that icon and it will raise your hand on the call. If I see your hand raised, then I'm going to assume you have a question. I will allow you to speak. You will unmute your mic. You will speak. You would ask your question, and then I would answer you, and then we progress. But please, if I don't call your name, please don't unmute your mic so that we are able to have decorum. So I can see Abdullah's hand. Abdullah, confirm that you can unmute your mic. Confirm that you can unmute your mic, and if you can, please go ahead. Hi, Abdullah. Hi, Abdullah. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe I'll just move away from you, Abdullah, if you don't have a question. All right. So who else has a question for me? If you have a question, please go ahead, raise your hand, and then I'll call you. If you're making payments, do that and send us a proof of payment right here on the call so that I can. All right. Great. All right. So I'm waiting. You have questions, please go ahead. If you have anything to ask me, please go ahead. So if you don't have question, maybe I would ask my own question before we call it a day. Okay, I can see Chijioke. All right, Chijioke, please go ahead. Chijioke, go ahead with your questions. You can unmute your mic and ask your question.
So I would like. Can you hear me, sir? Hello. Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, Chijioke, please go ahead.
Okay. I actually came some minutes after I started, so I would like to know what's the difference between data analytics and data science.
Okay, fantastic question. So you said you came late, right?
Yes, sir. A little bit late.
Okay, great. Are you interested in securing your discount tonight? Because I'm not sure you caught anything. I don't think Chijioke can hear me. All right. So I guess Chijioke is struggling with his network. So anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else?
Yes, thank you for the program. So, you said it's a 4 months program.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I was wishing that 250 is much. I was wishing for like maybe like 200, and we could split it for the 4 months at least to be bearable. That it's quite much. Is it
Two hundred and
possible
fifty
to
thousand
split
naira
it?
is too much. And are you saying it's too much an investment to make in
Yeah, I'm not
yourself that
saying
would
it's
give
too
you
much an investment. I'm rather saying, looking at the economy of Nigerian situation, you've got families and things to take care of.
absolutely?
So if you could help us make bring down to 200 and split it for the 4 months, I think it would be bearable that way.
I agree with you, all right. In fact, we agree with you, not just I. We agree with you that the economy is not, is not favorable at this time, and that is why we are willing to part with some of our own revenue. All right, that's why we are willing to part with some of our revenue, and we're allowing people to have 100,000 naira off. All right, we've decided to part away with 100,000 naira just to make it easier, and to even make it easier, there's not like more easier to make it even easier and more flexible. We have allowed you to even pay that discounted amount at an installment to even make it further easier. I don't know if that's a word. We are allowing you to use 30,000 naira to secure the discount because the discount is only available tonight. But so that you don't miss out on the discount, I don't know if you get what I mean. You have the opportunity to secure with 30,000 naira now, and then you have between now and when class starts on the 4th of October to look for the balance of the first installment, which I believe, if you agree with me, Miracle, that this is actually very, very thoughtful, considerate, and flexible. But what do you think?
Oh, well, I think you've done well by moving that 100. But what if we don't have that much to start? Like to
The
make it
truth is,
flexible for everyone to
the
participate.
truth is, even if we remove, for instance, say we remove 300,000 naira and make it 50,000 naira, some people will still come and say, "Can you make it 30,000 naira?" All right. Now, again, that's just on a lighter note. But if you compare the value that we are giving you, what we are giving you, especially the guarantee of a job reference. If you consider that alone, even if that is all we charge 250,000 naira for, just that alone, without teaching you anything, we are not teaching you anything for 4 months. We're just telling you you have an opportunity to be referred to a job for global opportunities. I don't think 250,000 naira is too much a commitment for that. But that is not all you get for that. You're getting trained by top professionals, global people. You're getting trained by them for 4 months. You also get internship. You can put to practice. A lot of organizations will just teach you and you go and figure out your life by yourself. What you want to do with that knowledge, that's your business. But we don't want you to be stranded. We want you to have real world experience. You're getting onboarded into an internship program. You get all these packages that I talked about. You get your CV reviewed. Do you know how much specialists charge for crafting CVs? I've paid somebody 50,000 naira before to just craft my CV. I wish I was a Nebian student at the time. I've paid somebody 50,000 naira. But you have access to, you know, revamp your CV as many times as possible. Let's even say it's 4 times. That alone is 200,000 on its own. That's 200,000 naira on its own. So if you think about all of these things, you discover that we should even be charging times 10 of this. But because we know our customers, our target audience are Africans, and we also know how the economy is. That's why we decided to make it this flexible. All right. I hope that makes more sense to you now, Miracle.
Yeah, it does. Just hope I can manage. Thank you.
So what you can do, all right? What you can do, all right? Let me give you a plan. Let me give you a guide, a plan if you take it. So this is what you can do. First of all, ensure that even that 250,000 that you're saying is too much. Make sure you don't pay more than that. That's the first trick. So find a way to secure that discount tonight. And you don't even need to pay the entire first installment tonight. With 30,000 naira, you have secured the discount. Is secured. So even if you come back next week to balance up, you are still accessing the discount. So secure the discount tonight, and then you can figure the rest as you go. You can figure it out as you go, because if you miss out on that 250,000 naira discount, you are even going to be paying more than the 250,000 naira that you say is not convenient for you. So that's what I would tell you. All right, that's how to gain access to every fantastic support system that I've been talking about from the start of this session. All right, Miracle, and I hope you don't miss out on the discount. All right, so who else has a question for me? Who else has a question? So yes, thank you. My colleague has answered your question, Abdullah. Yes, you need a laptop. All right, you actually need a laptop, because we are not just teaching you theories. We are not just teaching you theories. You are learning and you are applying at the same time. So you are learning something and you are applying those skills and building solutions with the knowledge, and then adding those solutions to your portfolio of projects. So you can see it's fully hands-on. So you cannot do that with your phone. Other people will tell you, it's fine, you can use your phone. But here at Nebiant Analytics, it's fully hands-on, which is why you need your laptop. Does that answer your question, Abdullah? Are you satisfied with that? I'm not sure if Abdullah is still on the call, but I'm sure that if he were on the call, he would get that. All right. So, any other question? Anybody wants to ask me anything before we call it a night? Just ensure that you don't miss out on the discount. Make sure you don't miss out on the discount. Do you know how many poor men Pekin has made it in life? It's not poverty is not in money. Let me just tell you, I don't say this in sessions, but I'll tell you this for free. Poverty is not in account balance, all right? Poverty is a mindset. Poverty is a state of the mind, right? There are people who had literally nothing. They came from a family where they can't even afford to eat. All right. I think that's the height of poverty, when you can't even afford what to eat. But they still managed. Somebody came out of that family and still managed to transform his life. So you can see the only thing that can stop you from making it in life is you. You are the only person. All right. You are the only person that can stop you. Nothing, not even money, can stop you. If you really want to make it, nothing will stop you. And I will tell you this, please don't allow anything stop you. If you think money can stop you, I would advise that you rethink that. The only thing that can really stop you from achieving anything is yourself. All right, is yourself. So let me see some questions in the chat, and then we will wrap up the session. Okay. Our demand can be reached. Why not secure discount since our demand can be reached? Why not secure discount last for a week, not 30K? All right. So I think we should, let me make it clear, right? Let me make it clear. The price, the fee for the program is actually 350,000 naira. It's not even 250,000 naira. 350,000 naira is the actual fee for the program. All right, but we are giving people the opportunity to not pay that tonight. All right, for people that want to take action. And that means that the reason why we are doing this is to sieve out people that really want to get this program, that really want to transform their lives, that really want to, elevate their career. All right, to take advantage and as a means of encouraging them, you are making it easier for them to take action by allowing them tonight to, get all of these amazing things for even less, all right? Just as a reward for their decision to if you really want to join the program, you don't need to pay anything tonight. But before the program starts, make sure that your 350,000 naira is ready and you get on the program. But for people like me that like to take advantage of an offering, I would rather not pay 350,000 naira. I would rather pay 250,000 naira by securing it tonight with at least 30,000 naira. All right. All right. So, Alex Peter, you can book a clarity session with us if you want to discuss the difference between data analysis, data science. You can book a clarity call with any of our experts, our in-house experts, and then they will get to delve into that in depth. How many calls in a year in case coming up payment now, probably prepare for next quarter. I don't know how many quotes per year. All right, we prepare for our next quotes. There are a lot of things that goes on under the hood in the background to prepare for a quote. All right, so please mute your mic if you're not asking a question. So we have to prepare for the next quote. We don't determine ahead of time that, oh, we're going to have this course, we're going to have that course. If we want to have a next course, we'll prepare. Do we have the best facilitators on ground? Can we get great facilitators? Can we get people that we mentor these people? Once we've secured them, then we open a new session. So that's how it works. So I can't tell you if there's going to be another course, but hopefully there's going to be another course after October. But if there's none, that would be due to internal or external factors. All right. Any other question, guys? Any other question? What if you don't have 30K tonight, but willing to source the money in few days, even if it's going to be the 85,000 naira? Fantastic. Okay, Suleiman. Okay, Mohammed, please go ahead. I can see Mohammed hand is raised. Please go ahead, Mohammed. Hi, Mohammed. Your hand is raised. Oh, actually, it's not. Okay, Suleiman. This Suleiman Mohammed is okay. It's not the Suleiman Mohammed I thought. All right. But Suleiman Mohammed, do you have a question for me? Do you have a question for me? All right. So I'm going to just pass that over. Okay, so what if you don't have 30,000 naira tonight? Yes, you can pay 85,000 naira before the first quote starts. But sorry, but that's only if you have secured the discount tonight. The 85,000 naira is only for people that are paying 250,000 naira, and those people paying 250,000 naira must have secured it tonight. All right, so secure the discount tonight so that you have access to the discount. The standard fee for the program is 350,000 naira. All right, any other question? Any other question? Any other question? All right, so in the absence of any question, okay, Vicky Brown, please go ahead. Vicky Brown, please unmute your mic.
How can I secure a discount? How can I secure the discount?
By securing with either completing the first installment tonight, or if you can't complete the first installment tonight, you have the opportunity to secure with at least 30,000 naira tonight. So once you make an initial commitment of 30,000 naira, you then have access to the discount. But you must ensure that your first installment is completed before class. So that means you have between now, once you've secured your discount, you then have between now and when class starts to balance up the first installment. So if you secure with 30,000 naira now, you only have 55,000 naira balance to get into class on the 4th of October. Does that answer your question?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear
All
me
right,
now?
you're
Can
welcome.
you hear
So
me now?
does that mean you're sorry? Please let me call you first before you unmute your mic. All right, please. The person that spoke before, I didn't catch your name. I apologize. I didn't catch your name. Do you wanna?
Victor.
Okay, Victor. Okay, all right. So Victor, are you securing your discount tonight so that I know who I'm enrolling into the program, and I'm giving access to the discount?
Yes.
All right. So let me know as soon as you do. All right. Shegun Oyenride, please go ahead. Shegun Oyenride.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I wanted to know, like, when do they hold the classes?
When
When do they hold the classes?
classes hold on Saturdays, weekend classes hold on Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. All right, and then weekday classes hold on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But Thursday's class is not a technical class; it's a session with your mentors, because you also need mentorship. It's not all about learning a skill; you also need guidance and mentorship. So Thursdays 9 p.m. that's when you get to meet with your different mentors, and Tuesdays you also meet with your instructors for technical sessions, and then Saturdays 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. you meet with your instructors again for live class where you are building projects.
Okay. But on Saturdays, sometimes
Yes.
we used to be busy. So what would I do for that kind of thing?
Fantastic. We have also considered that, we factor that into our considerations, and that's why every session, mind you, I didn't say class, thing you do at Nebians, even this session we're having right now, you can notice that it's being recorded. So anything we do here at Nebians, we record it. All right.
Okay.
So if you miss any class, and this is not to encourage you to miss class, but just in case there's nothing you can do about it, you just have to be unavailable. We are recording this session. That's number one. You will get access to the recording after, once you are less busy, you can go back to the recording, watch it again. But that's not where it ends. You also have access to your facilitators, your teachers, your instructors, 247. So it's possible that as you were watching the video, if you were in class, you would have asked a question. But because it is a recording you are watching, you cannot ask a question to a recording video. Right? You can go back to your instructor and ask them that question you have asked them in class. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
I get.
right. So are you secure?
Hello.
Go ahead.
So when I was
Hello?
reading the
Please,
text,
hold on. Please let me call your name before you unmute. All right, go ahead, please, Shegun.
okay, when I was reading the terms and conditions, they're like, you must, before you skip a class, you must have like a tangible reason for doing that. So
Okay,
what
have
would
you
you say?
signed up already? Have you signed up already?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
So they say you must have a tangible reason before, because you have to be consistent with all your classes. You have to
Yes,
be you have to
absolutely.
be there every time. So
Yes.
if you are going to miss a class, you have to give a reason for missing that class, and it has to be
Yes.
before the. So what would you
Yes.
say?
What?
What would you say is a good? Because to me now, my Saturdays, I used to have like rehearsals in church. I used to have rehearsals in church against Sunday service. So what would you say would that be a very good excuse for missing the class? Because I
So
feel
the
that's
thing is, so let me just make it very simple for you, all right? It's not really that difficult. All you just need to ensure is you have a conversation with your program coordinator before that Saturday class. So have a conversation. They are not out to which on you. All right. Just tell them, oh, I'm gonna have this in class. I'm not going to be in class. That's all. Just have a conversation with them, and you are cleared. All right.
okay. Thank you. That's lovely.
You're welcome. All right. All right. Please raise your hand if you have a question. And Shego, you can drop your hand now. All right. So I can see two.